Hello, good evening, good night, good morning, wherever you are. Today I wanted to try something interesting and I wanted to try and give some commentary on my races as I play them, some live commentary. And hopefully give you some tips and tricks along the way. Just to know I am not an actual, racer. I've never really played sim racing before. Forza's where all my racing experience comes from. So some things I say may not be really that accurate. I'm still hoping I could give some good tips and tricks, some good info to help you with your races. I hope you guys enjoy, and this next race at least is supposed to be starting soon. It is Sada Sprint. That's pretty much it. I'll see y'all when the race starts. Well, the race is starting now. So, dude, one thing you should do is you should take a look at your position on the leaderboard. Um, it's not really gonna help out too much in spec racing, but when it comes to just custom racing, normal custom racing, it'll help out a lot. And for the first like 25 seconds, about 25 seconds, you're ghosted. So, well, you can't do that well on this track, just considering how straight the start is. You want to go ahead and try to use any corners to your advantage. You want to set yourself up like how I did there for this corner. And this guy right here is a rammer. Oh, oh my gosh, that is some terrible racing. Luckily, that guy pushed me. But yeah, next thing you want to try to do is, of course, you want to have a good racing line. What I did back there was not good racing line on that corner. But you also want to try to drafting. Drafting will help a lot here. These two people are fighting. That's okay. We can use we can use their fighting to our advantage. Next thing now, I'm gonna stay in fourth gear because I don't want to be. And he hit me. Okay. That's okay. That's okay. We're still in the race here. That was really, really suboptimal. I was hoping I can try to slow down and get around them on the inside, but I just couldn't. Now it's just drafting and having good racing lines. So I don't want to leave their draft because taking this corner as inside as possible just isn't worth it. Now, for this corner up here, I'm going to be careful. I'm going to brake early because I play with ABS off. They did not take that corner properly, so it is a free second place. I will take this. Fortunately, I was subject to the result of not too good driving and I was just unlucky. So I will take the second place. On that last corner there, I was able to sneak up on them, get an extra 2 positions, and I will finish this in second place. You want to use these first 2 races to learn the car that you got, learn the car you're driving. This is the first time I've ever driven a stock GTR. So this race at least helped me a little bit with understanding how the car drives, how the car handles corners. Car's a little bit slippy. The guy's slippery is the word I'm looking for. Car's a little bit slippery, but it's okay. We got it. We got a second place. I'm happy with the second place. I unfortunately did not catch this last track. But I think I should be fine. It shouldn't be that bad. But yeah, you want to use this first race to learn about the car you're driving, learn how the people around you drive, so that way you can be on the lookout and say, hey, this person is a little bit sketchy. They're pretty aggressive with their driving. I want to make sure I don't get too close to them. So now I know to stay away from midnight purple GTRs, because I did not come across a single midnight purple GTR that was a good driver, a nice clean driver. So yeah, I started at the back of the pack this race, so I'm gonna have to drive a little bit more risky to catch up. Holy oh, too risky. It's okay. Luckily this game has inconsistent slowdowns, so I did not get a slowdown from that. A little bit of contact. I'm gonna do a good blocking so that way I can get this speed boost. He's gonna come up on the inside and he's gonna push me into the wall. That's all right. I get my position back. So at this point, I'm realizing I'm not gonna get second or first, considering they're just that far ahead. But what I do notice is these guys in third and fourth aren't that far ahead. So with hopefully a bit of good driving, I can catch up and take at least one of their positions. Like right here, he took those two corners pretty bad. So I'm taking fourth place. Third place is pulling away. I'll probably be stuck here in fourth unless one of these two messes up. I noticed that GTR in second, he didn't take those two corners good either. So third place was able to catch up. These two aren't taking the corners good. I'm able to catch up to both of them. Right here, I might be able to pull off another second place. Yes, nice. They were fighting and in turn lost their positions, and I will once again be taking second place here if I don't mess up these last corners. Exactly. Nice. Right there, you just saw what you should be doing when you see two people fighting. Instead of pushing them when they're fighting, because you can get caught up in the mix, you should back off until their fighting causes them to make a mistake. Therefore, you can push when they make that mistake instead of pushing when what am I trying to say? Instead of pushing and getting caught up in that fight as well. Therefore, you mess up and hit the wall. So I got second place both those races. That allowed me to get second place in the entire championship, and I wasn't even in the first race of this championship, by the way. So that just shows you how much good driving can help you. Koenigsegg CC GT. I drove this car like 2 spec races ago. I'm happy to drive it again. So I'm gonna analyze our tracks here: Narajuku Circuit, Seaside Park Sprint, and Sony Circuit. I know what Narajuku is and I know what Sony Circuit is. I'm not quite remembering what Seaside Park Sprint is, but that's okay because now I can take the time to think about it. There's only 4 people this race, so racing shouldn't be that hard. Starting here in second place. That's the thing about this car. I didn't get good gear shifts. Launch control definitely helps on this car, but I'm playing with launch control off. I don't even have any assist on actually. First place bends it into the wall. Gets a slowdown. I hit the wall. Luckily, I don't get a slowdown. And now I just have to drive good. Oh my gosh! That was terrible. This car is very, very sensitive. Okay. I didn't realize it was this sensitive though. But yeah, I will be taking the line here. I'm all over the place because I'm still new to driving this car. This is I think this is my 4th race with this car. I don't have this, and I personally do not have this car, so I'm not used to how it drives. But so far, this car is a nice car. As you saw in this corner last lap, it is a little over responsive. It is very responsive, is what I'm trying to say. And be cautious with the driving. Once again, you want to take good lines. And there's only 3 of us here in this race, I think. I think so, because the mini, even though I have my thing at mini, it's still, it shows 4 people at most, because there's only 3 in this race. Anyways, I'm coming up on lapping. Oh, he's just goofing around. Okay. But yeah, here I am, coming across the 3rd lap, and I finished. Best lap of 53.5 seconds. I mean, 43.5 seconds, 43.501, right there. And now, you just chill. Alright, I'm back. The person in 3rd did not finish the race. I mean, I obviously wasn't expecting them to. So, I come out with this race winning with 20 points, but I still have to be careful. Okay, well, next up is Seaside Park Sprint. This is not too hard of a track. You just have to be careful with these first few corners here. I'm starting in 1st. Very good. I took that good. And this, just because this car doesn't have good traction in the 1st gear, in 1st gear, you see everybody sliding out. Oh yeah. I did feel like I was pushing the car to its limit there. Of course, if that's what you want to do, you can do that, but I should let you know that, especially in cars that aren't, your driving style. For example, I drive mostly power builds in this game, so I'm more accustomed to rear-wheel drive cars, so I feel more comfortable and I can push myself in this more. But if it comes to a front-wheel drive car like the Integra A spec, then I'm not a very good driver in that. But yeah. So this race is a breeze. I didn't have to really do much to stay up here in front. What really set me up good was just the start. And that's what spec racing is about. If you start up front, as long as you have a good start and you don't mess up the rest of the track, unless there's a 2nd or 3rd place with you, you will be winning. Even if 2nd place is like a 2nd or 2 behind you, you can still do some nice, safe. Of course, you might have to push the car a little bit. If you do some nice, safe, good driving, you will keep your 1st place. Like what happened here. I started in 1st, pretty much nailed down the 1st gear, and then I just kept my racing good. I kept my racing safe. I kept my racing clean. I think I did push it in a little bit of corners, and I sit up here and won another race in this championship. So now, even no matter what, they can't catch me. No matter what, I win this championship, because 16 plus 20 is 36, and I have 40 points. So it doesn't matter what I do. I could just, if I really wanted to, I could finish last, but I want to hopefully get some good driving in, so that way I can show you guys what to do, just overall how to do good spec racing. We really haven't had any player interactions, though, which is what I'm hoping I can get. Next up is Sony Circuit. This is a very short circuit. This has you see those two hairpins? Those are pretty challenging corners. At least for someone like me who has ABS off. Because ABS really does help with those hairpins. Anyways, yep. Keeping my car under control. Keeping the driving good. Keeping it light. Even if I could go first gear, I don't want to go first gear just because of the fact I'm coming out of these corners. That was a pretty bad corner. I'm not that good at this circuit. Second place doesn't seem good at the circuit either, so I'm hoping I can keep up with him and then take his second place. Oh, that was not too good. In spec racing, even the little things like those slides when you're trying to catch up to other people count. There it is. As I said, I'm not that good with this circuit. I'm not a big fan of circuits anyways, so yeah, but the only time I've really driven in the circuit is in R class during rivals, and that was it. I think the circuit also had a monthly rivals thing tied to it, but besides that, I have not driven on the circuit at all. So unfortunately, I did not get to catch second place, but I didn't need to win this championship. I'm fine with taking that slow down. It doesn't really matter. Yeah. As you just saw there, I obviously wasn't the best driver on the track. As you can tell by best lap times, I was pretty slow, but I'll take it. I'll still take it. Passed everybody, got in a second place, and then second. I got into third place and kept it throughout the race. I'm perfectly fine with that. We take this. I'm low-key not feeling it. I want to hopefully get racing in some slower cars. So I'll catch you back when I find something I want to race. Okay, this is good. We have dirt racing and the Ford Escort RS 1800. Okay. So here we are. There's only 5 people in this race. Circuit race in the wintertime. Ford Escort is 1977. And so, yeah, that guy already missed the checkpoint. And if push comes to shove, I'll have to make my way. We have about 5 seconds left on ghosting. And I'm in second place. I missed the checkpoint. Uh-oh. Yeah, so I'm not winning this. That was a stupid blunder on my part. But I want to see how much I can at least catch up. Can I at least get a third? Because I am last right now, and I don't want to be last. And you see, and you know, as you just saw, mistakes do happen. Oh, what happened up here? Apparently, second and third place both messed up the corners. And you see, this is how interactions with other players should go. I'm not trying to force him off the track. He brakes early, and that's nice. Second place is all over the track. Let me move to the side. He brakes early. That was a good choice. Okay, that sort of wasn't too bad. Now, first place is already gone. I'm not hoping to catch up with him. My racing in this race has been extremely mediocre. Oh, whoops. That was an accident again. Oh my gosh. I missed that checkpoint again. Watch me miss it on the third lap as well. Can't believe I got pushed out of the track. You know what? That's my fault. I should have planned my route more strategically. That way I wasn't in their way when they were trying to race. I'm not expecting them to make the same mistake again. But third place, I guess, doesn't take that corner good. Now here I am in fourth, once again trying to play catch up for silly mistakes. You know, that always happens. Whenever I mess up in a race and I try to keep going, I always mess up a second time. It gets to me, I guess. I don't know. Third place is sliding all over the track. I'm gonna overtake him from the outside. There's second place. I'd be surprised if I can catch up to him again. I think I am catching him just the tiniest bit. Yep. And he takes that corner terribly. That actually does set him up nicely for the next corner, but unfortunately, it's not nice enough. See if I can catch any form of drafting from him. Oh, can I do it? Can I do it? Ah, that was nice. That was good. Overall, that stayed very clean except for the second lap where I once again proceeded to miss the checkpoint. But it is what it is. I can't do anything about it. But yeah, that's how player interactions should go. You know, everybody, of course, is going to be bumping and shoving, which is what happened. But overall, everyone was very nice, and that's the kind of interactions I like on this game. Hopefully, I drive better in these next two races. Maybe I'll even catch up and then win the championship. You know, but if I don't, it is what it is. So this race, as you saw, I started pretty much in dead last. No, not pretty much. I did start in dead last. And I have to work my way up. See, he wasn't as confident in the car as I was. That's why learning the car is very important. You can stay confident. See, now this is unfortunate on ghosting area, because, you know, that just happened. I was expecting it to happen, but, you know, it is what it is. You kidding me? That's the one thing you don't want to happen, especially when it comes to uphill. You do not want to hit other people's cars. And that was kind of mean of me, but he also pushed me off track, so an eye for an eye. I hate players like him, players that don't give proper space for people to actually race, and, you know, try to abuse other players to get better braking lines and times and stuff. But you see, he didn't take that hairpin so good, and the speed is snowballing. Well, is it? Oh, it still is snowballing. Okay. I'm not in a good position, so I will take the inside line, and what an overtake, what a pass. I was right to brake a little early, and I have now taken first place. GG's. That was a nice race. That was clean. You know, a little bit of dirty player contact, but you know, wasn't really avoidable. I slid out in his path, and then I just went off track. I came back on track, and he was in my path. He was in my way. And the next corner, maybe it was because of desync, but I really don't believe it. He had a bunch of time to give me room, but that's okay. I still came out in first place. That was nice. That's how a race should go. That's how you should be racing. Always try to avoid player contact. Race clean. Try not to hit walls. Take good lines. Just have proper racing etiquette. No one can really get mad at you if you drive good. Sure, people can get mad at you because you're good at the game, but no one can really do anything about it. All right. You know, I don't really know the dirt tracks because I don't really do dirt racing like that in this game. Okay. You know, this track's fairly straight. Curviest part, of course, is the 360. And if you're not careful in these last few corners, you can rack up too much speed and make a mistake, hit the wall. I'm gonna do a bit of throttle control here, just cause it helps. I'm still on the throttle, so in theory, it'll take me less time to full throttle. I'm gonna just try to stay away from trying to push this thing down in gear too much. You can push it a little more to the end of this loop. Oh my gosh, that's not what you're supposed to do. I'm so sorry. Don't ever listen to me ever again. And this thing isn't even I'm not gonna lie, this thing isn't too easy to drive. Like, I'd have to, if I really had to, you know, decide, this is probably one of the harder cars you'll get. Harder, you know, when I say that, I mean cars that are harder to drive that you'll get when it comes to spec racing. Of course, you have the supercars, you know, supercars and the hypercars. But with those, you're racing on the road, right? And all you really need is to take good lines. Even if you're not, oh, and he spun out. Oh, that's tragic. But anyways, yeah, all you really need to do is not do what I'm doing and take good lines. I can never take that corner correctly. You know what I want to do? I want to nail that corner by the end of this race. Now, once again, gonna slow down lightly. I'm gonna ease on throttle here. Keep myself at a steady 100 kilometers per hour, 62 miles an hour. And you see, I'm not really. Now I'm gonna push it because it's towards the outside, or it's towards the end of the loop. Alright. Would have helped if I got at least a little bit of angle on that, but It is what it is. Gotta bang red line because that's all you can do in this car. This car is fairly slow, or at least it isn't fast enough for you to keep going, for you to keep gaining speed on that straight. It also has pretty good acceleration for its top speed, I have to say, if I have to say so myself. Good corner. Good thing about this is that you can use that. Unfortunately, I did not use that correctly to get, enough to get good runoff from the road. That was good. I want to see if I can take that corner better next lap, because we still got one more lap to go. Now this is where, it's at least supposed to get interesting. What I mean by that is, it's not. I'm just saying stuff. Ignore what I'm saying. Earliest. Interesting the fact that I kind of want to push myself and see how fast I can go on this. Of course, I think I'm slower on this loop thing. Yep, definitely. Oh my gosh, that's not what you want to do. Do not hit that and then fly off the track. Even if I did, I think if I reset my car fast enough. No, that's what I want. I have more speed here. And yeah. Once again, all we can do is bang red line. It's such a tragedy, but it is what it is. This car is pretty hard to drive. Trying to push this car without it dying is really hard. And bam. I use that to keep, as much speed as possible. Probably would have been faster if I took that. And there we go. That's a good corner. That's what I like to see. And bam, we've won this, and therefore we've won the championship. As I said, first race, I hope I could take good lines. I hope I could catch up and win the championship. And that's what I did. Now, y'all, if this is what you do, if you just maybe not do what I do, because maybe you have a slightly different driving style, but if you get the basics right, you take good lines, you strategically interact with other racers on the road, you will do good in spec racing. You'll be above average. See, I'm not that good of a driver. I have a few top 100 times on the leaderboards, but I'm not that good of a driver. I just take good racing lines, or at least somewhat good racing lines, and I keep my distance from other players. But yeah, that's all I wanted to do today. That's all I wanted to show y'all. Let me know if you'd want to see more of this, because I enjoy doing this, or maybe want to see, me doing this, but with actual, custom racing, actual Horizon racing. I'd probably just stick to road racing, but still. Let me know if you want to see more of this. I'll see you guys later. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and if you take these into account, you will be a good driver.